Hello collective, this is Tan from Artemis Oracle doing your weekend love reading or next 72 hours love reading. Let's see what comes out for the collective for their highest and greatest good. Just so you know, and this is something that I do, if you feel like your heart is shutting down, like you're feeling cold, detached in some way, listen to love music. Just listen to love music. It opens up the heart chakra. Like for me it does. I love listening to especially like old school love songs, like from the 50s, 60s, 70s soul. Oh, I love it. So I suggest that for you if you ever feel like you're becoming detached. I think that we should be connected to our emotions. Okay, no, let's see. What does the collective need to know about love, spirit? Abandon. Some of you may have abandoned a situation. I wanted to say abandoned ship. Yeah, I think that some of you have been abandoning something that an idea that you may have had, a fantasy that you had, and now you're ready to embark on a new beginning. And it's funny that I say that, ship, and then I look in the bottom is escaping and a beach. Where do we usually see ships in the ocean, right? But right here you have abandoned fantasy and beginnings. I feel like you're abandoning an idea, a thought that you have about a certain situation, and you're just opening yourself up to new possibilities. You know, you want to have a new beginning. Since this is about love, maybe you're closing yourself in the fantasy of someone returning, or you having some type of, if you are in like some type of, what you call it, I don't want to say situationship type thing, but it could be that. And it's funny because I'm gonna bring up the song "Hurt" by Natalie Imbruglia. She says the illusion never becomes reality, something like that. So I think some of you are having that realization that whatever illusions that you were creating about a certain situation, that it's not going to be real. It's not going to happen, you know? So now you're opening yourself to new beginnings and possibilities with someone new, you know? You may be escaping in some way, avoiding, blocking, pushing away. It could be more so you're escaping the illusions. You're leaving behind any illusions you had about something, the daydreams, the fantasies, the imaginings, you know, and you're just looking at things for what they are. And in the end, if you were to continue with something, you're just going to be left out. You're going to be feeling lonely. You're going to be feeling unwanted, unloved. But, you know, I feel like with this new beginning, it's going to bring something that is brighter and happier, beautiful, more beautiful, something that has the potential for growth. There's something that can be transformative in some way. You may be meeting someone who is charming, who is kind-hearted, who is graceful, who is just like amazing in some way, you know. I think in the past you may have been dealing with something that was lustful, like a lustful situation, but you're realizing that whatever this lust was or whatever it is, it's not worth the stress. It's not worth the stress, you know. So you probably want to escape this loop-de-loop of whatever situation you're in and wanting to go into something new, go into something that is more out of the ordinary. I hear the song right now, Out of the Ordinary. Oh my god, that song is awesome. I just like, I don't listen to the radio so much. But let me get back to the reading. Bitterness. Okay, bitter. I was gonna say that I don't really listen to the radio, so I don't really know what new songs are out. So when I go into my music app, I go into like love music playlists or whatever, and then I find these songs that are new to me, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That song is amazing. Like Teddy Swims. I only heard like one song from him before, but then another one was this guy, Alex Warren, Ordinary. That song is fucking amazing. Anyway, so some of you may have experienced some sort of bitter taste when it came to whatever the situation was, you know? And I think that's why you're thinking, you're like, yeah, what's my best option, you know? Because I don't see anything coming out of this situation, you know? it just seems very passion-based, you know? But we do have a bluff card, so someone can be bluffing about something. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but let's see. I just automatically took those cards. Commitment. I think some of you are looking for a new beginning when it comes to commitment. You want to be involved in something that is more committed, where you can actually have some sort of union, some harmony, fidelity, promises. I think that's what some of you are ultimately wanting. Beginnings. But in the beginnings part, it says try again. So, I mean, some of you may be trying again, but with somebody else. Somebody that's been missing you, someone that is craving you, desiring you, somebody who's been craving and desiring some sort of commitment. I would like to think, I mean, and as a woman, a female, that there are men that do want commitment, you know, because if I think that there aren't, then I'm fucking screwed, you know? So, and I'm pretty sure some of you all are in the same, and I know the way things are, it's like people don't want it. That seems like it, but I think it's just because we always see the negative stuff, and then the stuff that we see that looks good, we're like, is it real? Is it real, or is that a fallacy? The loyalty, yes, people want loyalty. You want loyalty. You want a commitment where there's loyalty, there's honesty, there's trust, there's seeing each other eye to eye, you know. You want someone who does think about you, who does miss you and crave you, but they're also someone who will be loyal and someone who will be committed to you. I like that in the bottom it says one day that would happen for you, you know. But I think it's just a matter of you having the space for someone. Okay. All right, so let's just move this out. Some of you feel like your clock is ticking. Like, are you feeling stressed out because you feel like time is running out? Oh, I saw so much of stress. So some of you may have been like, I remember the song that, oh, you know, my soulmate must be dead or something, or I don't have a soul or some shit like that. But I'm curious to know, do you believe in soulmates? I believe I do. I do. I believe that. I think people come into our lives for a reason and for a season. And for the most part, yeah, the seasoned people are the lessons, you know. What else does the collective need to know about love for the next 72 hours? I think the next 72 hours, you're just going to be contemplating like the situation that you're in and whether or not it's something you want to continue, or if it's something that you want to escape, so that you can have a brand new beginning and have a blank slate with someone that will share the same value and goals as you do when it comes to love. Silence and only you. All right, so some of you may be in separation with someone, but they may be watching you. Like, every time I say this, like, I just think of someone who has been peeking, who hasn't really been communicative, who is silent. I feel like this person is someone who is watching you from the background, watching you in silence. Maybe they feel like they're blocked with stone walls showing up with silence. So there's been some sort of freeze in whatever situation you have with this particular person. The fantasy card flipped over, but I feel like this person probably has been fantasizing about you. Not exactly what the fantasizing is. Maybe fantasizing about returning, fantasizing about going back to where you left off, you know, starting off where you left off, some shit like that. But we have time and rejection. I feel like someone is waiting for the right time to possibly come forward. There's some confusion in the situation. I feel like this person feels rejected or dejected because of the silence. Maybe this person was expecting you to reach out to them to show some interest or want to restart a situation with them. But it seems like maybe time has passed and they're gaining a better understanding that no, you're not coming back, that you are no longer interested in, that you've moved on, basically. Let's just put it that way, that you've moved on from the situation. They may be confused because, like, I think I mentioned this in another reading, that sometimes you may have been having this like a back and forth, and this person's confused, like, okay, why isn't this person back? You know, this is our thing. You know, we get on this merry-go-round and sometimes we jump off it, but then we come back on it. But you know, what's going on? This merry-go-round is not stopping. It's not allowing me to get back on. It's like the ride is over, honey. You know, it stopped. You know. So the person could be befuddled. I wanted to say that word, they're befuddled. I'm sorry, person that's been blocked out of 11-11, blocked out of heaven. I was gonna say heaven and I saw 11-11. Okay. Somebody wants to apologize. I think they're reflecting on the past. They may feel like the time is running out for them, or maybe they feel like too much time has passed by, that if they were to come forward, that you wouldn't be welcoming to them and you would reject them. You possibly may reject their apologies because you've moved on. Possibly that's the case with you. You know, maybe you found more peace, harmony within yourself, and you're just trying to maintain that. With this purity right here, this white flower, to me is reminding me of purity. I feel like you maybe I stopped this person during the winter season for some reason, because it's looking like snow, like it's a flurry. So something may have happened during the winter or a very cold month. And it could be wherever you are, somewhere where it was cold, somewhere where it may have been rainy or just snowing. It could be fall or winter that this could have happened. And, you know, this person is being plagued by memories of you. You know, they can't help but to watch you, to be curious about you, about what's going on with you. You know, is there a possibility? You know, like what has been going on since the silence? What has been going on with you? Yeah, because the apology card shows return. Okay. Oh, open heart. They're hoping that if they were to come forward, that you will have an open heart, that you will at least hear them out. You know, there may have been somebody abandoned in this situation. I think that there's this hope that if they come forward and apologize, that you can, like I said, start off where you left off, and that you could re-establish a connection and move on from whatever isolation, abandonment, being left out. 5 of Pentacles is giving me. It's reminding me of the 5 of Pentacles. Someone's been feeling left out, like they haven't been a part of your life and they miss being a part of your life. They may be in fear that you are moving on with someone else. I did another reading and the intuition card came out. So maybe this is something that you know deep down inside, or maybe the way you approach the situation when if this person was to return, you have an idea of how you would respond to this person. You possibly will reject them. You may possibly accept their apology, but you may not. You may reject reject them wanting to start over. You know. I think whatever the situation was, it was exhausting to you. It depleted you in an energetic way. It could be emotional, it could be mental. Could have caused you mental distress, emotional distress, curse. Negative mind, hex, witchcraft, negative mind. Yeah. Intimacy. I feel like this person feels like whatever happened in your relationship or whatever the circumstances are, it's been a curse for them. Like maybe they feel like things aren't going the way they wanted to, and you know, maybe they thought being with you was a curse, or vice versa. You thought being with them was a curse, you know, but I see intimacy here. I don't know, for some reason I'm getting trauma bonds, like some type of cursed connection, doomed connection. So that may apply to you. Some of you may identify as being the divine feminine. Some of you may feel like in your current state where there's that purity with the peace card that showed up earlier, that you feel like you have already put your crown back on. You've readjusted your crown and you're like ready to just, you know, see what's out there for you. That could be it, you know. Let's see. For some reason I was thinking moving on. I feel like that's their fear, that you're moving on. Okay, let's see what messages we get from this person. What messages do we have from this person? What messages? What messages? What messages? What messages? Okay. I became numb because I refused to take accountability for my behavior. That ties in with the mistakes card, right? We had the mistakes card, or was that in the earlier reading? Oh, well, the person wants to apologize, so clearly there was some sort of mistake that they made. These cards are getting all scattered. So I feel like that's what the apology is about. Then we have, I'm afraid you will forget about me, but I wouldn't blame you. You know, abandoned. Yeah, they wouldn't blame you if you abandoned them, have abandoned the idea of the connection resuming in some way. So I think it's tied to that. Let's see what else. No, I know it's tied to that. It's not, I think, I know. Anything else? You're everything I want and need. I feel like this person is having that realization with only you and memories. The memories that they have of you, at least the good memories that they think of, it just, it reminded you of, reminded them of you. So I was looking at the only you card. I am running because I don't think I deserve you. So maybe this person really gave up on the connection because they felt like they weren't worthy of being with you. They're just a distraction. So I'm taking time to find myself again, and I want to rebuild our connection. Yeah, I think that's what the person wants to, but I am taking time to rebuild myself. That could possibly be you wanting to be alone and take time for yourself because of whatever happened in the past, and you feel like you're safer alone than with someone. But I want to rebuild a connection. I think that's why the person wants to come back. You know, they possibly want to rebuild a connection because they missed the intimacy between the two of you. Okay, so this is a mess of cards. I think I'm gonna leave the reading there, you know, because ultimately, whatever you decide, if this person was to come back around, you get to decide what you want to do with them. If you want to accept their apology, resume the connection, or if you just want to keep moving on with your life and seeing what's out there for you, explore your possibilities. You may be abandoning the relationship, or you just already have come to that conclusion, and you know, maybe the person apologizing is maybe some closure that you need. But I feel like with the open heart coming out, receptive, empathy, and vulnerable, maybe this is the person opening their heart and finally, you know, no longer keeping the silence, you know, and wanting to express themselves and hoping that you will be receptive to them in some way. But I think if you're showing up as the feminine energy, you may do so because that's just something we do, you know, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to accept the person back into your life. You can accept the apology, or you don't, and you don't have to be with them. You know, you're not obligated to be with someone if you don't want to be with them. You know, that's just the way it works, you know. So I hope this reading resonates with you somehow, some way. If it does, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan. I am your reader. I'm wishing you a lovely next 72 hours or weekend ahead. Bye.